So I'm going to take another take of this because I felt that I was ranting a little bit much in my last review. I privated the other one and then I'll just re-put this one up. Look, my reviews are my reviews. Maybe I was a little too harsh on WWE, but I still stand by what I said. I'll even raise it to a C minus. This show wasn't good. And if you think this show was great, hey, good on you. Jimmy and Jey Uso and the whole Sami Zayn thing is garbage. They're doing the same thing as they did the first time around. It's just regurgitated, but face edition. Again, it looks like they're planting the seeds to literally break up Cargill and Bianca Belair. And they're doing nothing to enhance those tag team belts. I would rather see mid-card titles, to be honest with you, over these hokey pokey women's tag team belts. There's no progression in the women's division on Raw. There isn't. You brought in Valkyria to put her back in NXT with Paxley. You should have brought in Paxley with her. You didn't. Tonight, the Battle Royale was all over the place. You have the Judgment Day doing whatever the hell they like. You got hokey pokey things. And then you have Io Sky winning. Io Sky's had so many opportunities last year and this year. Do we really need her having a number one contender match? Why not Tiffany Stratton coming in and cashing in? What about this, that, and the third? There's no creativity in WWE. There's nothing for me to sink my teeth into going into Survivor Series. It's basically Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0, but basically War Games match. The Rock has turned around and basically stated that he doesn't know if he's going to do Mania or anything going forward. He's holding WWE hostage. There's rumors of Goldberg coming back and wanting a match in between everything against Gunther. His son's training in the Performance Center. So I get it. But why? Why do we need Goldberg? Goldberg doesn't need to come back. Goldberg doesn't need his send off. Goldberg doesn't need any of that. Goldberg almost killed two wrestlers in the ring, Undertaker and I believe Dolph Ziggler. That's why you saw Dolph Ziggler running his mouth over the weekend about possibly Goldberg coming in. He's pissed off. You know, you got things like this fatal four way number one contenders match, right? Did Sheamus really need to be there? No. Rollins, they're making him look stupid, and the fact is the facts. I said what I said. Bronson Reed should be there. I'm sorry, Bronson Reed needs a push, and I think he looks stupid now. He's now in the under mid card next to America Made or Alpha or whatever. The War Raiders, great, they're back, but they're just running through people. What, to get the titles next? Where are your title belts on Raw being featured? Your Raw tag team titles. Where's that at? Is that in purgatory? Is that just doesn't exist? Again, Liv Morgan doing these promos, and it's like, okay, great. You're not believable to me. And the Judgment Day, they keep just regurgitating the same thing. I'm just pointing out Captain Obvious. I'm sorry that I'm not appealing to a narrative somewhere on YouTube. I apologize if this is not what you want from me, but the truth is the truth. It's the same regurgitation. This is the same thing. Like, great, you guys want the Bloodline versus Bloodline, but it hasn't been good. The start of it hasn't been great. You gave Solo Sikoa a victory. You made Roman Reigns look stupid. And then you're doing stupid little segments with Sami Zayn. Like, it just makes no sense. It's far off to me. You want me to sink my teeth into things, but it's not good. You got matches in WWE that make no sense. Dragon Lee, you have only 2 hours of TV and you're wasting it on the LWO that's going nowhere. Selena Vega should be with Andrade at this point. No Braun Breaker here, which makes no sense. You should be pushing your titles, your main card titles. If you're having a Fallout show to Get ready for the Road to Survivor Series. What are we doing? And then you got other channels that are loving this stuff. It's like, what am I not seeing what they're seeing? I sit and I watch these shows and I'm left in disbelief of what I'm watching, not in a good way. And then I got people that tell me, I just don't get it. What am I not getting? What am I not seeing? Tell me, what am I not seeing? I'm retaking this because the other one I was ranting. This one I'm a little bit calmer, but you expect more ranting from me when I hear WWE saying they are the bar and everybody else is shit. Or when people tell me the cinema, what they're doing with the Motor City machine guns is great and all this stuff. And it's like, no, it's not been great. And the last 4 weeks haven't been good. The build up to Crown Jewel wasn't good. It was absolutely terrible. Gunther looks stupid doing this promo saying, well, I'll take a consolation prize, dog. Like, what are we doing as in people? What are we doing? You just made your guy that was holding the Intercontinental belt for 2 years almost look stupid. Actually, look weak. This guy's supposed to be the guy, but he's going to look weak. And now he's going to go on with the title for a while. Probably go through Priest because Priest, what has he done lately that's been great? He's been losing, looking stupid. You know, I get that this was supposed to be Liv Morgan and Priest getting back and Dominic and all this and leading into women title changing at Mania. They had all this, that, and the third, but Raquel Rodriguez looks like a ditcher dirt. Honestly, I would rather have Jade Cargill and Bianca lose the belts, have Bianca turn on Jade and start a feud there that leads into the women's title at some point. I'd rather Valkyria go against Liv. I'd rather see talent that have been put up on these upper echelons be featured. Then you're just gonna have an Indy Hartwell situation, Barrett Corbin, where I hear this all the time from you guys in my audience, all the time. You guys sit here and tell me, where's Will Hobbs? Where's Ricky Starks? You guys get mad because of TK not delivering their wrestling talent. What's the difference when WWE does it? Cedric Alexander was on Raw. Why is he on NXT with Javon Evans looking like a jobber? Riddle me that one. I wish they would bring back the cruiserweight title because it would make sense. Things are not making sense. There is gaps in WWE. The reason I called this show a D show originally was because they're everywhere. They're all over the place. I get why a lot of my audience has told me they just watch the highlights now. They just watch the highlights. And some places you can't even watch it live as it's happening unless you have satellite times or DirecTV stream or Sling TV. I think Fubo to an extent. But if you're on YouTube and stuff, you're going out, you're not counting as a view. You're going out third party to get it. Pirating. You're going out and watching a pirate stream of it. That's live as it's happening because you can't watch it live. Let's just keep it a buck with that. And, let's talk about WWE and Nick Khan flooding views on purpose, paying the nation ratings. That looks a bias now after I heard those articles. That's been going on for 6 months. Nick Khan's been called out for a lot of shit over the weekend, but nobody points that out. I find it very interesting. And then we get a segment with the Wyatt Six kidnapping. That was the only bright side. You're telling me the Xavier Woods and Kofi breaking up thing is at all interesting, appeals to you. It doesn't appeal to me. This should have happened months ago. Big E is not coming back anytime soon. It looks like this man's going to be sitting on the pregame show more than being a wrestler. People tell me all the time AEW has their gaps, but man, WWE, man, they got so many gaps and they're going right into fucking supposedly Netflix wanting to have a freaking draft. But you guys are okay with that. You're okay with these gaps. You're okay with these repeat, regurgitate, sleep, breathe. Like, it's stale, it's repetitive. My one mod tells me all the time, man, Rev, it's stale and repetitive. Like, I go and watch the highlights, or I don't watch it at all because it's just I already know the outcomes. I already know when they show a match card off. What did Sheamus do to get there? Rollins, I can understand because he won, but that should be Bronson Reed. Then we do all these tsunamis. We do all this shit, all this hokey extra shit that doesn't need to be. And look, the dirt sheets were right because for a while there, they were rumoring at Survivor Series Damian Priest and Gunther in a rematch. They were also saying Dominic Mysterio would be there. You have these women matches to make no sense. There's no build. There would have been a build if they would have just had Jake Cargill lose the titles and have the Judgment Day win. Seriously. Then you can have the deceit. You have Jake Cargill go over as a face and then literally go against Liv Morgan. That's what I would have done. I would have had Jake Cargill run through some people. No Braun Breaker here. You're setting up storylines and you're telling me the rushed product from sometimes AEW sucks, but over here they do the exact same crap. You're okay with that. You're okay with that personally. It just makes no sense to me how we this disconnect is, man. And there's reasons why viewerships are down. There's reasons why. It's not just because people are cord cutting. It's because people are tired of this. If it's anything like some of my mods, they just go watch the highlights and that's it. And then they come into my Discord and say, "Well, you know what? It's just mid. This show is just mid." When I hear people turn around and go, "Oh, well, this show was great. Triple H's Booker of the Year." It's like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Please tell me what I'm not seeing. Because I'm seeing a lot of Vince McMahon isms in the new product. I'm watching WWE literally undercut their competition. But again, Triple H's Booker of the Year, Nick Khan can't do any wrong. When The Rock turns around and says, "I don't know if I'm going to be here," and then goes on Instagram to save face. Then there's articles of Goldberg coming back. You're telling me that this is the WWE you want? A lot of people said, no, I don't want Goldberg, but all of a sudden, Goldberg and Gunther, some people want that. And it's like, no. Goldberg cannot wrestle. He's past his prime. He's a dead wrestler at this point. He should just go on his merry way and go into acting. Go back to NCIS, do what you were doing. Or what was it? Yeah, NCIS Los Angeles. You should just go back and do that with LL Cool J. Honestly, at the end of the day. Again, the bloodline stuff is not good. It's not been good. Like, it's the same thing. And it's like, it's a circus. Look, yeah, Sami Zayn should have gone on the mic and said, "Look, I messed up. I'm sorry. I was trying to come in and save you guys from getting more beat up, and I was trying to do the right thing, and I screwed up. I know I screwed up. Me and Roman, if you watch the footage, there should have been more to that. And they should have played a replay. It was both of our faults. We went for finishers, and we ended up knocking each other out. I just want to be back in the family. I want to help you guys. We're family. There should have been more buildup. But then you got Jimmy losing his mind. It just makes no sense, in my opinion. And then you got the American Alpha looking stupid. Didn't Chad Gable just sign a new juicy contract saying he was going to be pushed to the moon and back, and he said the vision was going to be different than it was when he was under Vince McMahon's era? But so far, it doesn't look anything different than he was. The only thing different is they put other dudes around him. You don't see Otis. You don't see Tozawa. You don't see Maxine Dupri. You don't see that anymore. You're not seeing that stuff anymore. But you guys sit here all the time and tell me one show's shitty and booking and the booker sucks and the owner sucks. But what's the difference? What's the difference? You could dislike me all you want. You could tell me that I'm wrong, but I'm right. You can go somewhere else and listen to somebody else sing you a tune that you're looking for. Let's keep that a buck, honestly. I'm quite frankly getting tired of hearing how great WWE is when they do regurgitation. I sit and I stomach this stuff for you guys, but lately it's been pretty bad. And I'm hoping NXT is better on Wednesday. After all the election stuff, I'm hoping NXT is a bright side of things next to AEW. And I hope both of them hold themselves to a high standard. And I'm hoping Rampage is good because Rampage last week was pretty decent. I hope TNA is good this week. I hope all shows are good. And I hope they all do well. But the thing is here is Monday Night Raw just wasn't good. I would rather go watch an NWA show. I would rather go watch Dixie Carter promotion. I'd rather go watch anything but Raw, personally. And this is what's going to carry on to Netflix. I feel sorry for Netflix because they're not going to get their investment back in return. And don't tell me different. And by the way, I'm not being too negative. I'm just being a hardcore wrestling fan that wants better. If you turn around and say you are the bar, or all these wrestlers are saying they're the bar, they're this, that, and the third in WWE, then I expect you to deliver every week. I expect you to be excellence. I expect not to be botches. I expect not to be hokey pokey matches. When you got Triple H saying they are the premier joint to be in, I expect. I shouldn't see articles of Triple H wanting to walk out the company. I shouldn't have to see there's feuds, there's heat between Cody Rhodes and uh, Roman Reigns. I shouldn't have to see The Rock not coming, not coming, Cena coming, not coming. Like, it's just, to me, it's royally disappointing, and then Orton and literally Kevin Owens, like, it just makes no sense to me. It just, to me, in 2024, if you're going to be critical on your competition, right, then I'm going to hold you to that bar. It's the same with AEW. I'm going to hold them to a bar. Has AEW done things well in the last couple weeks? Yeah, they've done some things that have been great. I think the Jon Moxley stuff is good. I think Leo Rush is coming in on his own. Anna Jay, people shit all over her, but here was I being Mr. Positive. Anna Jay, yeah, she's a diamond in the rough. But hey, you need that for your women's division. Stop being so harsh. You say there's no women's division in AEW. Let these wrestlers that are green, that are coming into their own, show up. Let them find themselves. That's the things that I just don't like about the IWC, YWC. These are things that I really just get upset over. Why? Because I said Raw wasn't great. Raw wasn't great. I said it then, and as I'll say it now. You got to be on some endless copium to fucking stomach what you were watching. When friends of mine that have disagreed with my opinion on this very show come up to me and go, Rev, man, you're right. It's mid. It's mid. As MJF says, that's a problem. That's a problem. When I have people reaching out to me going, man, did you watch that Monday Night Raw? And it was absolutely trash. That just doesn't happen. Shouldn't be. People shouldn't be tuning out to go watch Monday Night Football. You should be left going beginning, middle, and end. 2 hours of Raw. They need to get back to doing what they did in the Attitude Era where it left you captivated. It's not left me captivated. The things about Rhea Ripley last week on NXT, okay, that is what they need to be doing more of. More shock factor. They need to get back to doing the things. And Rollins has got to get back to looking like a killer. He's not looking like a killer anymore. He's looking like a clown. He should be in the mid-card at this point. He should be in mid-card going for the Intercontinental title, personally. That's just my thoughts. I'm sorry, but if you were looking for something else from me, I'm not sorry for my comments. Again, Raquel Rodriguez going nowhere. Valkyria looked like great showing, but where have you been lately? Again, you got rid of Indy Hartwell and Tegan Knox for no reason when these were Triple H people. They got renewed and re-signed, and then you released them the next minute. you know, like Selena Vega should be going somewhat up, not being a manager and being a wrestler. She should be fighting for titles. You should have more concentration on things as far as I'm concerned with WWE. I'm not trying to be mean towards the product. I'm just saying that they're showing it just feels like they took money and they just it's kind of like EA. If you guys know video games, it's kind of like EA. Just regurgitate shit, reskin it, put it out there for $80 and left me going, what the actual F is going on? It's like their sports games every year. It's like Madden. Just because they pay a shit ton of money, we'll just put a product out there that's okay. And people just buy it anyway. That's what WWE's doing right now. And it's like, I'm not okay with that. And you got a lot of YouTubers out there that are saying Triple H Booker of the Year, saying how WWE can't do no wrong. And it's like, yeah, they could do a lot wrong. NXT has shown that. I have had people come to me when I've been pro positive about NXT and going, what NXT are you watching that I'm not? Because I didn't like it, period. And then when you go back and you watch the highlights and stuff, and you're like, yeah, those people were kind of right. Maybe I need to have a second look on things. And I know my first take of this review, yeah, I know it wasn't perfect. But to be honest with you, I'm willing to go retake it, and I still stand by what I said. This is not a rant. This is me being honest. You got Goldberg possibly coming in. You got The Rock possibly. Is he coming or is he not coming? Is John Cena showing up? Where is he showing up? Supposedly, they're going to have like this all-star cast for the opening of Monday Night Raw now. There's going to be a draft. All this circus, and it's just like WWE can't find one direction and properly go with it just as much as AEW at times can't go and find one direction. And these are companies that, that take up our weeks. And then we also got Saturday night's main event that I'm already being scheduled for Damian Priest and Gunther. They didn't even say Damian Priest was number one contender. He just said he'll cash his rematch. Like Michael Cole wasn't even regurgitating the proper shit. So is the World Heavyweight title not going to be at Survivor Series and it's just the Undisputed? What are we doing? It's kind of all over the place. Is there going to be a Bloodline versus Bloodline? The Bloodline stuff is just a mess. The Rock is the key. The Rock should be in this. The Rock should be doing the right thing. Instead of going and filming goddamn movies all the time, actually give fans what they actually want. And stop actually saying all the time that these dirt sheets are wrong. Clearly, they're not wrong when you're not showing up or you're not doing everything, but you're telling people to have a fucking seat on Instagram and telling people to sit the fuck down. I mean, Dwayne Johnson, maybe you need to sit the fuck down because you're more worried about making money than you are the fans. It's just how I feel about it. Like, and then The Rock will come out and everybody will cheer him, but he's the same dude that will tell fans to have a seat, and you're listening to these frauds of dirt sheets. You know what I mean? So, I have an opinion. I have a mouth. And I'm not sorry about this Monday Night Raw review. It is a C minus show. I upped it from my original review. You could dislike me. You could tell me I'm wrong. But if you're under a bridge, if you found this show at all remotely entertaining somewhere, tell me. Because I've gotten several feedbacks from several people on Instagram DMs and also on X and also on my Facebook to tell me that this show is super mid. Not even enjoyable. More people tuned in to watching the football game and other things than watching this. More people said at least they could start the drinking now. The endless copium and shit. Getting ready for the election. I also heard that one too in the review before I even started doing a review. But I know my reviews have been a little late. I know my quick reviews have been a little late. I get it. But at the end of the day, I just want to get my opinion out there. I'm back better than ever, baby. You don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to like me personally. But you will respect me. Like I said, I'm not your favorite commentator's commentator. I am raw and uncut and unbiased. But I'm not going to turn around and when I see shit, a flaming bag of shit, I'm not going to tell you that it was great. This was a flaming bag of dog shit. I'm sorry. The Saudi shows are just a circus. And that's all it is. End of story. You can't tell me any different. You just can't tell me any different at this point. You know, it just feels underwhelming when WWE tells you, oh, wow, we're this, that, and a third. It's underwhelming. The Roar Waiter stuff, I'm waiting for the New Day any day now. Any day now. I'm getting older. Any day. Any day now. When are you going to do it? Any day now. I'm tired of just, I'm tired of WWE. It's like what the Street Profits were saying the other week. That they're not being pushed. They're being put in purgatory. They're tired of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Marquez Ford asked for his release. Wouldn't be surprised. Would he be treated the same way in AEW? Probably not. Anyway, my name is RevSauce9. Look, I have a mouth. I have an opinion. Like I told you, this show wasn't good. I stand by what I said. This show was garbage. I was losing brain cells by the minute. Michael Cole talks too much. Personally. Let Corey Graves talk. Michael Cole, to me, he's like on Happy Street all the time, like Booker T. Talk, and get information wrong. It's like, I love Michael Cole's outspoken now. He could do all this free bird stuff and all this stuff and be loosey-goosey on the mic. Great. But roll him in a little bit. That's kind of what I liked. Roll him in a bit. He don't need to be going all the time. He sounds like a wild man half of the time. Love the guy. He's a legend, but too wild for like, dude. Like, I feel sometimes Michael Cole literally is on too many energy drinks. Like, he's way too hyped, to be honest. Anyway, that's my opinion on Monday Night Raw. I went a little longer than my original review. Like I said to you, this show wasn't as good as some people make it out to be. I thought this was a flaming bag of dog crap. But that's just me. You can disagree with me. That's cool. Understand. I get it. You want me to come in here and be positive and say how great WWE is? No, hell no. And if NXT's the same way this week, I'll be here talking the same shit about NXT. And if AEW does it, I'll be saying the same things about AEW. Trust me. I'll be watching both shows, or I'll be watching one taped on my DVR, Cloud DVR, DirecTV stream, and I'll be watching the other one live. Trust me. And I will have an opinion and a mouth on both of those shows. This is purely my opinion. As much as everybody else has an opinion about things, I have an opinion. And FYI, at the end of the day, we all have an opinion, right? It is what it is. But this show wasn't good to me. I want better. Anyway, hopefully the build-up to Survivor Series is good. I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed at this point. Hopefully SmackDown, they turn this around. They need to, because this was just a flaming bag of dog shit. I don't know. Anyway, no Roman Reigns, no Intercontinental title, no more story progressions. I wish they would go back to 3 hours, because honestly, 2 hours ain't it, Chief, right now. And it's starting to show the chinks in the armor, man. The holes in the writing. You could see it. Anyway, my name's Rev Sauce. I'll see you. This show was literally, I'll be nice. I would say this is a 5 out of a 10. I would say this is a 3.2 out of 5. I wouldn't go any further. It's still a flaming bag of dog shit. Just saying. I'm not gonna hold back when I say that. If you don't like that, oh well, you can hit the unsubscribe button, and you can go get mad because I'm talking about your favorite show and I'm not saying Triple H's Booker of the Year shit. Okay, all right, cool. There's the door. You don't have to like my opinion. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Peace.